So fun fact about that starting soon screen. So that animation for the starting soon screen, I commissioned that years ago. My character design has changed so much, but not a ton. So I didn't get a new one commissioned at all since then. But I will consider it in the future. Keep that in mind. Anyways, happy Thursday? I believe it's Thursday. It's been a week. I had a moment at like 3 a.m. I woke up and I was like, wait a second, is it Wednesday or is it Thursday? Was I a whole day late to a meeting the other day and I just didn't know it? But no, it was fine. It do be like that. Also, I had a moment as I was starting up stream. I was like, whoa, apparently the audio on all of my DS's is still on because it was just playing Route 201 3 times. And I was like, whoa. So I go and turn off the audio on all the DS's. But then the music is still playing and I'm like, wait, what? So it turns out that my playlist just so happened to also be playing that music. The exact same track, and I was like, what? And then I muted it and I was like, oh, gotcha. Yeah, I DM'd you about that, and then afterwards I was like, wait, did I lie? Because I was sure that it was Thursday, but then I was like, wait, but is it actually Thursday? Huh? It do be like that. It really do be like that. Yeah, I DM'd you at like 11:50 something. That's why I put in parentheses the day, because I was like, well, your time zone is ahead of mine. Yeah, Turtwig is thriving, bouncing off the walls, but in a chill way. Just like me, for real. Anyways. So, that's a good question, actually. I don't quite know what my favorite starter is. But it's probably either Turtwig or Sprigatito. Congrats on the Cascoon, Jaden! And thank you! Somehow 500k feels so close and yet so far away. It's just how it is. I can't complain. We could stick at the same number forever and I'd just be like, I have a really neat community. Of course, I wouldn't mind growing our army of Wooper Troopers. Nickname of the day. Good question. For those of you who don't know, a lot of people will ask me to nickname their shinies, and if I answer one of them, then everyone's gonna spam the chat with that, and that's not what I want the streams to be. So, I'll have a nickname of the day. Today's nickname of the day. Oh, hi, Bluevec. I don't know what the nickname of the day is gonna be. Chat, any ideas? So far we've got Noodle, we've got Salad, we've got Vector, we just call it Bluevec. Wait, no, the bluest of Vectors has spoken. I think Bucket is a pretty good name. Bean is also very good. We had 2 yesterday. I was also debating Vacuum. Well, one of them is gonna be Bucket. Do we go Bucket and... Well, we can't do Onion. We've already done Onion. We might just stick with just Bucket. Table is also a good one. How about Bucket and Bean? Those are the 2 nicknames. You can choose between one or the other. Because yes. Also, guys, I suppose it's not my news to share, but I'm still hyped about it. John Stone's channel is back from the hacker dungeon. I know a lot of people tend to, if they see like that they're subscribed to some crypto account, they'll usually unsubscribe. But most of the time, if that's the case, it's because a person that you've subscribed to, their account got hacked. So, keep that in mind. And if you left, I highly recommend returning. Return to the John Stone army. I don't know what his army is. I'll be real with you. He does a lot of streams, and I unfortunately just don't go on Twitch. I just don't. Double female Turtwig, both with HP 21. That's nuts. So, for 2 reasons. I just am not a big fan of Twitch, just all around. And the second one being, I'm always doing stuff. I'm always doing stuff. Yep, it probably was. A lot of people have been getting hacked recently, and it's really awful to see. You gotta be super, super careful. Because this has happened to like really big channels before, and it's still happening now. I don't like that these games are out of sync right now. There we go. Should we make a poll on which game is gonna... Here, I'll start a poll. Which game will be shiny? We'll do, music note. No, we'll do it. I'm pretty sure the left one is the angry one. So we'll do... angry face or music note. Angry face is left. We'll just do it like this. The game itself will be shiny. So far, music note is in the lead, but it's a close one. Why no option for both at the same time? Because that's statistically highly, highly improbable. I'm just saying. Yeah, I named the rivals differently. Their names are Angry Face and Music Note. as you can see. Because I figured, listen, I'm not a speedrunner, but I do know the less characters in a name, the faster the text goes by. Not by a lot, but it's there. And if we're gonna go like over odds, then I think it makes sense to just make things go a little faster. It's not a huge difference, but it adds up. Yeah, I've got massive brain over here. Good to come back to Turtwig Bounce Simulator. Yeah! Every once in a while it hits the corner and people go nuts, and every single time I'm not paying attention because I've got my chat box is on the left side of my monitor and the Turtwig bounce is on the right side of my monitor. So I'm not really looking back and forth. So I do have to be very careful because double female, we love women. I do have to be very careful because I don't want to end up paying too much attention to chat and failing a shiny, especially because I don't have game audio on. Did that count as a corner hit? I wouldn't say so. If there's only one bounce, then absolutely. But if it's like a doo-doo, no. Will it be a Friday only stream? So supposedly, my friends have told me this and I trust them on this, but if they're pranking me, then how dare. But if you save and the Drifloon is there, it doesn't matter what day it is, as long as you don't like leave the map. If the map doesn't reload, then that Drifloon is gonna stay there until we leave. So I can reset for it whenever. Double female again. Dude, I'm gaming. Yeah, no, I'm using actual hardware. So there's no speed up here. The only speed up is increasing the number of games I've got. But I can only do that so much. The games cost money. That's exactly why I've got 2 copies of Japanese Platinum. It's because the Japanese copies are cheaper. Also, the text goes by a lot faster. That's not the main reason why I chose to go with these 2 games, though. I did write in the description of the stream, in case you're wondering. But I'll say it again anyways. I have 3 games that are at this point in the game, where it's the starter selection. 2 Japanese and 1 English. But because the English game is slower than the Japanese games, and they're out of sync, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, Sans? Guys, Sans is in chat. I can't believe this. Ain't no way. I've been watching so many Undertale and Deltarune videos lately. It's kind of nuts. It feels like 2015 all over again. Late 2015, early 2016. I remember when Deltarune came out, like out of nowhere, and everyone was like, what? And I mean, so was I, because, what? I remember, and am I proud of this? Not sure. I don't recommend doing this. So, I used to bring like a MacBook to school. University. Just to clarify, so many people have MacBooks in university, it's insane. I had a lecture early in the morning. Actually, was this the early morning one? I don't think so. It was just in the same room as the early morning one. Anyways, so I had a course that was pretty slow and I was ahead of the reading, I played Deltarune during the lecture. Yeah, for what is technically a demo, Deltarune Chapter 1 is great. Is Chapter 2 considered a demo as well? I mean, they're both free, unless you get them on the Switch, which I did. I just like having it on the go. It is a bit more difficult to play, honestly. Did it hit the corner? Not a corner. Ah. Is it free on consoles? I might be misremembering. It's been ages, okay? I think no, but that doesn't make any sense. I think I'm mixing it up with Undertale, but Undertale was never free. Yeah, anyways, Deltarune is on the Switch. Highly recommend. It's fun. It's good. It's great. This is a real game. I can take out the games and I can freeze them, but I'm not gonna do that. Actually, let me do that. I took it out. Well, now I'm gonna have to turn it off and on again. I don't know why I decided to do this. Wow, 3 months of being a member is nuts. Thank you for being here, all that jazz. Let me fix this now. And actually, I'll soft reset this as well. There we go. Listen, it was impulse. I don't know. I had to. My brain was like, you have to do it. Which Wooper is better, Paldean or base form? That is really, really tough, honestly. Yeah, you can't just do that to me, actually. You can't. Because I love them both. Obviously, I'm more familiar with Jotwo Wooper because it's been here for a while. But like, I think they're both amazing. Are you gonna do a Supreme Arcanine's impression when you get Giratina? Shiny Giratina. I can't do it. I can't do impressions. But man, that video is iconic. Absolutely kills me. I would cry if I failed Shiny Giratina like that. If the game froze. I can't lie, I'm actually kind of impressed that I didn't have to like blow on the cartridge when I took it out and put it back in. But these DSs are really good at reading the cards. It's impressive. Are you gonna do the Shiny Rayquaza event in Scarlet and Violet? Absolutely. I'm not missing out on that. Here's the thing. I don't have Shiny Rayquaza yet, so I need it for my living dex. I still do plan on hunting for it in other ways later on, though. But I think it's a really cool event. Oh yeah, I've also... Listen, I can't... This is not set in stone, but I've decided I want to try to get another video out before the end of the year. I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to try. And thank you, Slinky. Quagsire or Clodsire? I gotta choose Clodsire. That one is... I don't even need to think about it. I'm a big fan of Clodsire. Quagsire is great, but And like, I have a lot of great memories with taking a ton of pictures of it in Pokepark Wii, because I was like, whoa, it's the way that its mouth opens. It just extends, you know? So I used to take a lot of pictures on Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, in like the ice area with Quagsire, because it was crazy to me. I might still have those pictures. It was pictures taken on the Wii, but then I took a picture of the picture of the, like, I took a picture of the TV screen with that picture on it. Thank you, Whooper Trooper. Listen, I will do my absolute best. You know, I don't want to overwork myself. I don't want to burn myself out. I've been trying to avoid it while still keeping a consistent upload schedule, and it's been going pretty well. Thank you, Dracus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not, so apologies if I pronounced that wrong. I've actually been considering doing another badge quest at some point. I'd like to. I will say, as it says in the pinned comment, you know, I'm tempted to do a shiny lock. It's a Nuzlocke, but with shinies. So that means shinies will probably perish. So it's a risk, but if we get to 400 of the shiny Catherine plushie, then I'm doing it. We're getting close to it, but we're kind of running out of time as well. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm hoping it does, but we've got like a little less than a week. It's currently at like 357, so it's close. Will you play Legends ZA? Absolutely. No doubt. 100%. Oh, also, channel members. If you plan on getting one of the plushies, there is a discount code for you. So make sure to look at the members only community posts. If you missed out, it's not the end of the world. I will just say that. Do you know what the partners are going to be in Legend? Listen, I know that I've had, like, connections with the Pokemon Company in some ways. But they would not just... They don't just tell influencers like that. No, I'm not playing on an emulator. I've got 2 actual DSs. And 2 actual games. Hence why they're the Japanese ones, because having multiple Pokemon Platinums, buying them all, that's gonna add up. It's gonna be expensive. Welcome to the frequent flyer, Spotty Underdog. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, here's the thing. The discount code, I tried to get the best one I could. But of course there are going to be limits because I'm not in charge of this. But there is a discount code, and I think depending on where you are, it might be a better like bang for your buck to actually get a membership and then use the discount code, because I think that might be equivalent to the cost of the membership. Okay, don't quote me on this. I haven't punched in the numbers. But yeah. And then I'm hoping, here's the thing. I don't know if there will be any more plushies after this one. I'll be real with you. I have no idea. I think it really depends on the performance of this plushie, so it is a little worrisome, but it's okay. Because I've had fun with it, and it's been an absolute blast. Would non-related Pokemon content be a member exclusive thing? The last thing non-Pokemon... So, I will slightly correct you on that, but you wouldn't know anyways because these aren't public anymore. So, in the first few years of this channel existing, I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Because for a while, I was doing things based on what I thought would be good for the algorithm, or, you know, just... I was trying a bunch of different topics. I tried Super Mario Sunshine, I tried Animal Crossing, I got into VTubing, I made VTuber tutorials because my TikToks about VTubers gained a solid amount of traction at the time. And so then I was like, I'm just gonna do what people want me to do. And that was not good for my brain. So I was like, you know what? I am just gonna do what I want to do. So I went back to my roots and just made videos about Pokemon, and specifically shinies. And I'm really glad that that stuck, and that's how I've grown my platform. Because quite frankly, I'm not a big fan of... I think that tutorials are very useful. I don't think I should be the one making them. Because even though, like, for example, I have made shiny hunting guides. Here's the thing. The ones that I made for Let's Go Eevee and for Pokemon Shield, the information was just inaccurate. But it's what we thought was the case at the time. Times have changed and we found out how the games work. But it's things like that where I'm like, I don't think that tutorials are for me, and it's also not something that I have fun making. See, my logic with the reason why I stopped using a VTuber model was because at the time, VTubing was very much, and I feel like it still is in a lot of ways, seen as its own niche, where and like there's a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, idol culture. You know, you if you understand, you understand, you know. And it's just not something that I could do. And so I ended up deciding not to do VTubing anymore because I felt like I couldn't... I was too, in a way, I was too down to earth that it didn't really match with my VTuber model. I had a few people who were like, the way that you speak just doesn't match the character. And would I say that that hurt? No. But I wouldn't say that they're necessarily wrong. At the end of the day, I figured Well, if at some point I decide to show my face more frequently, I don't want to also be VTubing and have the expectation that I'm supposed to look like an anime girl in real life. You know? Look at these Turtwig. But like, would I consider going back to VTubing at some point? Maybe. I think it's fun. I feel like the problem is that people say that VTubing is a niche. And yes, it is. But I've always found that strange because I feel like it's just... VTubers can make the same sort of content as just normal YouTubers. And I'm not saying VTubers are weird. I'm just saying... How else do I explain? Like... Even if you're not showing your face, people can make the same sort of content and it doesn't have to relate to their appearance, their physical being. Because we have VTubers who are shiny hunters. We have VTubers who, I mean, here's the thing. I haven't been in the VTuber community in a while, but there's just a wide variety of stuff. The same variety as streamers who aren't VTubers. It's just a different way of presenting yourself online. But there's kind of this assumption that they're all the same. So I didn't like that very much. Exactly, it's a style, it's not a genre. But it's presented as if it were a genre. And listen, there are plenty of VTubers who are very down to earth, very wholesome, very great people. But yes, there is a lot of idol culture, and that's just not my thing. And it's not bashing those VTubers, by the way. It's bashing the... I wouldn't even say that I'm bashing the culture around it. I'm just saying that it's not what I want. I have seen VTubers who have really, really good face tracking. It's amazing. But that's so expensive. But I saw one that was absolutely incredible. Like, it's really improved over time with the mouth tracking for 2D models. It's crazy. It's really impressive. But man, that's gotta be expensive. I mean, yeah, one could argue that Blue Vector is a VTuber. He's got his little dino. He's got a little mascot. And I love it. I think it's amazing. I mean, here's the thing. People can be parasocial regardless, but yes, I did see that a lot while I was a VTuber. It's very weird. And yes, it's very expensive. It is such an expensive hobby that, like, I can't imagine how much that just the tracking, the rigging of the model alone would be. Yeah, Ghost, you were there for that. Well, I mean, I suppose that there were multiple times, but there was one person who asked if I was single, and I was like, haha, no. And then like a few months later, they did this like nice guy thing. You know, the what if I ask her out but she rejects me because I'm such a nice guy? And I was playing Doki Doki Literature Club. What are we doing here? Yeah, it happens. Like, here's the thing. Obviously, I'm not gonna drop the name of this person. I don't remember. I'll be real with you. And I don't want to clown on them either. Stuff like this happens. moments. I mean, there have been moments pretty recently as well that I kind of feel bad about. Because I didn't know if it was a bit or not, but I was very nervous and I pulled out the ukulele. Not even kidding. I'm pretty sure I unlisted that VOD because I was so, like, freaked out. And I tried to play it off as a bit, but I was very uncomfortable. That's the thing. It's been an absolute wild ride. I don't even know how to play the ukulele, and this was the Worlds 2024 ukulele. And they're not the best ukuleles. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But I mean, it wasn't made to be a professional one, you know? Have you seen the Gen 7 anime? I've seen clips of it, but I'll be real with you. I've never really gotten invested in the anime. Like, I don't think I've ever watched any of the seasons, like, in order. But I'd like to. I've heard that the animation in Pokemon Horizons is really good at times. I just haven't... I'll be real with you. For the same reason why, like... And I feel so bad about this because I love supporting my friends and watching their streams, but I don't watch their streams a lot because I'm always busy. I'm hoping that, I want to make a backlog of videos so that I can give myself breaks. Have vacations. I don't know, Ghost. I have no idea. I'll be real with you. Like, not to pat myself on the back, but I have kept a consistent upload schedule for a while now. And I haven't crashed out yet. It's impressive. In fact, I've been like streaming more. I've had the energy to do that, and I'm really happy about that. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but you know. Yeah, it's just how it is. It's so weird. And I mean, to be fair, I haven't worked on the next Synchro Hide and Seek videos yet. I haven't edited those, but the fact that I still have that in the backlog as well, along with what might be the next video, finding 50 shinies in 16 hours. I've got a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm scheming with. I've got schemes going on. And I don't know, I've just had like pretty solid energy recently. And so I'm making the absolute most of it. And I mean, one thing that definitely helped boost that is the fact that I now have this quad DS setup where they all have capture cards and everything, so I can play 4 games at once. It's great. I don't recall anyone by that name, Rain. What's the worst shiny in your opinion? I said this the other day, but I still stand by it. Sometimes my opinions change, like by the day, but currently, Armor is in Ceruledge, just the Charcadet line. Why did they do that? But Tandemaus is up there as well because it's very subtle and it's a small Pokemon. Capture cards are pretty pricey, I can't lie. It definitely depends because I mean I had to buy 4 DSs as well on top of that. I'll just say that it was expensive, but I was saving up for it, so it's fine. Does the preview in the briefcase thing not show shinies? Yeah, unfortunately not. The only game that did it like that was Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And that was magical, by the way. And I will be doing more Johto starter hunts. I'm looking into getting one more copy of, ideally, Heart Gold. So I'll have one English and Japanese copy of Heart Gold and one English and Japanese copy of Soul Silver. And I'm mainly doing this because I don't want to erase the save file of, I've got a save file with the trainer ID 56789. So I can't get rid of that. And I play these games with like legit hardware. So I won't be getting that back unless I like RNG manipulate. I suppose I could do that, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna keep that save file and I'm gonna get another copy of Heart Gold. Because yeah, that's a really cool trainer ID. I was like laying in bed, restarting this save file because this was a game that one of my siblings borrowed, and so they let me erase the save file to start a new game. And so I started the new save file, and that happened 56789. Trying to budget a multi-shiny hunt setup. Is it reasonable to have multiple copies of the same game? Yeah, I would say so. It's very dependent on what your budget is. I find that for me, like, I would say go on eBay. See what the prices are on there. If you can fit it into your budget, then I'd recommend it, yeah. But definitely, go for like a Japanese copy. And welcome to the Frequent Flyers Haunted. Good to see you here. We've chatted a few times in VC. I gotta talk to you guys more. Here's the thing. As soon as this stream ends, if there are buddy pals in VC, I'm hopping on VC. I don't know what's up with me, man, but I've had like... I feel like a social butterfly, which is so not me. What is my fave shiny paradox? That is a very good question. I think I gotta go with the one that I'm forgetting the name of. I hate this for me. I hate this for me. Ancient Volcarona. That's a really good shiny. Really, really good shiny. I don't know why the name escapes me. Slitherwing, yes. Thank you. And thank you, Toast. Dude, I really appreciate it. Here's the thing. The reason why the social media account even exists, I had an Instagram account that is currently called Shiny Catherine. It used to have other names like Sinnoh Hunter and Rosie Silly when I used to post about Animal Crossing. When I was like little. And the thing is, I had this moment shortly after graduating high school where I was like, you know, none of my friends or family know anything about shiny Pokemon. So what if I just because I can't celebrate with them because that's so niche, I should just post about it on the internet just so that I can talk about it. It doesn't matter how many people see it. I just want to talk about shinies. And so I posted a bunch on Instagram, especially when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out. And I ended up... One of my posts gained a lot of traction. I think it was this shiny Ditto that I found. And that got a lot of likes, and I gained a following from there. And then some people were like, you should start a YouTube channel. And there was no way of knowing if I would be remotely prepared or like skilled enough to start a YouTube channel. And here's the thing, I was not, but I've learned over time, and I'm still learning and growing to this day. I've only just recently gotten into the habit of, or not the habit. I used to get really anxious before starting a stream, and now that's just kind of not there, which feels great. Do you ever go to any conventions? Not yet. I'll be real with you. The only, like, I suppose it's in a way a convention. I've been to Worlds. I went to Worlds in Hawaii this year. The Pokemon World Championships, for those of you who don't know the shortened name. But yeah, so I've been to that, but since the channel started, I haven't really gone to any. At least not like as Shiny Catherine. Like, I might go on my own time. I like being an introvert. I am simply an introvert, so I like my privacy and stuff. No shinies yet. Chances are, like, here's the thing. It's 1 in 8,192, and we've only done 850 encounters. It's about to be 852 right now. Shiny on 852? Come on, baby. Please? No. That's fine. But yeah, so I haven't really been to any conventions, but I would like to go in the future. I've been to some, but just like, that's the thing. So I may seem like a social butterfly online, but I am so anxious. I have an anxiety disorder, so a lot of stuff is not easy for me. I was incredibly nervous with the Pokemon World Championships because I don't really show my face a lot, and suddenly this is something where it's a Pokemon event and I'm going as a notable trainer, I'm going as a Pokemon partner. That's nerve-wracking, but it was an absolute blast, and I really appreciate that people respected that I didn't want pictures. Thank goodness, because dude, my hair was so floofy, it was insane. I had no idea how floofy it would be. My parents warned me. The only other time that I've been to Hawaii, I was 4 years old, so I don't remember any of that. But apparently, my hair poofs up. It's crazy. It's so floofy. You just can't tame it. And so I was just like, man, this sucks for me. Not to mention I got heat exhaustion on like day 1, but we're not gonna worry about that. One thing that I thought was very useful, I didn't end up using it though, but I'm just glad that they had it. They have like a designated quiet room at the World Championships. And so if you're ever feeling really overwhelmed, you can go in there. And yeah, exactly. Stay hydrated. Do as I say, not as I do. kind of crazy. I've never gotten heat exhaustion before, so that was an experience. I would have preferred that to be separate from the Pokemon World Championships, since that's like a very big deal to me. I had always wanted to go to the World Championships. So it was weird that this happened. But you know, checks out. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my friends after stream, if they're still in VC. Speaking of stay hydrated, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second, drink some water. Okay, we are gaming. Yeah, stay hydrated, baby. There are many gamers in here. I am actually... I do have on my other monitor, I've got Discord open and I'm just looking, I'm like, there are people there. I forget the company name, but I heard about the new Pokemon collaboration with the animation studio that does the Wallace and Gromit, like stop motion animation. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. It's not until 2027, which is, you know, did it actually hit the corner? I always miss it. I always miss it because I'm looking at chat. I want to be able to, I gotta learn programming so that I can make this for myself and have it so that if it hits the corner, it has like confetti or something to be like, yippee! But yeah. Anyways, the fact that we're only at 860. I'm in shambles. But 862, baby, let's go. You know, I haven't played the Let's Go games in quite a while. So fun fact about the catch combos and like the increased shiny odds on that. So a lot of people, including myself, thought that it increased the odds of any Pokemon being shiny as long as the combo is still going. I don't know if it works for every species or if it has to be the same species. That I'm still not sure about. But it's only the Pokemon that spawns in immediately after catching a Pokemon. That's the only one that gets that bonus shiny roll, or however many bonus shiny rolls. Only the one that spawns immediately after. Which means most of the shinies that I thought I got at like really good odds were actually potentially full odds. So that's insane. So I have a lot of shinies that were exactly like that. I thought that they had boosted odds and they weren't. But that makes them even cooler. Like the fact that I got a shiny Wooloo in like 3 hours of Sword and Shield being out. It was like 300 encounters or something. Maybe not even. I don't recall. I think that I posted about it on my Instagram. Yeah, let me see. I gotta scroll through all my posts. It's going crazy, going nuts. I post too much. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was not 300. It wasn't even half of that. It was 139 encounters. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's bonkers. Dude, I want to get my dad to shiny hunt at some point. He agreed to shiny hunt with me if I hit 1 million subscribers. Which, yeah, it's gonna be a while until then, if that ever happens. But, yeah. You know what the funniest thing is? Yeah, shiny dad is real. Funniest thing about it, he's never been on my channel, but he has been on YouTube. He's been in a Nova League video. And I love that that's where Shiny Dadthrin debuted. He doesn't play. I called him up to ask for permission to play Webkins. He was just like, what? Because I don't call people for the bit. I don't do phone calls at all. So he was like, his thought, like, afterwards, he was like, see, I thought this was gonna be something serious. Yeah, because the extent to which I don't do phone calls is wild. I kid you not. I broke my ankle in a dance class, right? And the instructor was like, are you gonna like call your parents or something? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna text my dad. And she was just like, what? You're just gonna text? And yeah, I was like, hey dad, can you pick me up? Something's wrong with my ankle. I think I broke it. Welcome to the Frequent Flyers, Mike. Happy to have you here. Yippee yippee. How many days or hours has this taken? I'd say at this point, probably 6 or 7. Oh, dude, I was holding this DS so weird that like my my hand cramped up. That was weird. Yeah, phone calls make me really nervous. To the point where it can be an emergency and I will text. But then like, now it's like, if I call someone, then it makes it seem like it's gonna be a serious thing. But this was just for the bit. Just, I need permission to go on Webkins. What? Shout out to my dad. He's cool. He plays video games. He doesn't play Pokemon. Did you shiny hunt on Fire Red? Yes, I haven't done it on stream. I haven't done it for content before. I've gotten 2 shiny Abra in the game corner. One of them was like very fast. I think it was like 420 something. 427, I think. And the second one, I believe was over odds. At the very least, it was 8,000 something. Best of luck on your hunts, Freedom Crusher. Also an amazing name, by the way. That's insane. I don't take phone calls. I'll be real with you, Ghost. See, like, I can call people, but I just don't answer phone calls. Even for the bit, I think I wouldn't answer the call. Dude, I don't even like... If people are planning to VC, I don't like being the first one in. I like to make sure that there's someone already in there. Because I get nervous. I don't want to be the first one there. It's really weird and a lot of just irrational nonsense, but, you know, anxiety do be like that. See, my dad is like a World of Warcraft kind of guy. Oh, that one didn't reset. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. I need someone else to establish the vibe. That is the best way to explain it. Oh, these are so out of sync. Okay. I don't know if he'd do a stream with me. I don't know about that. What should I do with my $50 Walmart gift card? Buy groceries, because groceries are expensive. Here's the thing, guys. I appreciate that you talk to me and ask me for advice on what you should buy and stuff, but here's the thing. I should not be in control of your money. You know? Oh no, I dropped my Wooper figure. It's okay. It's okay. It just fell over on my desk, so it's still here. It's alive. Exactly, dude. Like, I can't be a financial advisor. I need a financial advisor. I've actually, like, it's been something that I've been looking into behind the scenes. Because, yeah, finances are not my strong suit. I'm very frugal with things. Surprisingly. I know. I did spend a lot of money on these DSs. But aside from that, I try my best to, like, I don't spend a lot of money. Most of my money is spent on for YouTube purposes, essentially business expense. But yeah, I don't know. I think buying a shiny Catherine plushie is pretty good financial advice. You know what? That is good financial advice. Go get one. No, if you don't want to buy one, then don't buy one. If you can't afford to buy one, don't buy one. But if you can afford to buy one and you'd like to support the channel in that way, then it's very nice. YouTube used to be my side job. It is my job now. I do this full time. Dude, I need to have a cleaning day. It's totally fine that you can't watch the stream. It's no big deal. Not like we're gonna find a shiny today, unless... But yeah, I used to do... I was like a full-time student. I was also working on YouTube, and I was also working part-time as well. But fortunately, this channel has worked out for me, so I can do it full-time, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Of course, it's one of those things where I gotta have something to like study up on and work towards in the background in case YouTube falls apart, you know? Because social media, a job in social media is not stable. I will say that. If you want to get into YouTube to make money, I wouldn't recommend. If you want to get into YouTube because you just want to make videos, all for it, because that's exactly how I did things. This started as a hobby. To me, it's still a hobby, but technically, legally, it has to be considered a business. It's just one of those things. It's very weird. What's a shiny Turtwig look like? It's like teal? I don't know, it's a bit more blue. See, I vibe with shiny Giratina. It is my absolute favorite shiny. Basically Hatsune Miku colors. That is true. If we somehow get like a shiny female Turtwig, I'm naming it Miku. Dude, I went to Miku Expo in Vancouver. It was an absolute blast. It was a journey getting there, but it was fantastic. Even though, yeah, they did not use... It was not a hologram. It was just a screen. And everyone was like, maybe the hologram is at Coachella. And then the Coachella one was exactly the same, and I was like, oh. It had some different songs, I will say that. The set was different. But it's like, this was Miku's debut at Coachella, and this is what they did? Huh? So I'm hoping they bring back the hologram for... I'm assuming this is an annual thing, so for next year. I'd like to go again. Not sure which one I'm gonna go to if that's the case, though. I mean, that's the thing. It's a totally different scene. So, like, the crowd at Coachella was... you know, a lot of people were like, what is happening? And then there were the few people who were like, yeah! Miku! I just think they should take whatever the cost was of bringing Miku to Coachella. They should have just taken that and put that into the budget for the tour. Just saying. That's my hot take. But it was nice watching the stream of it. Oh, dude, I'll be real with you. Totodile is a really difficult outbreak to get. I'm pretty sure that I didn't even do resets for it. I was just lucky enough that I got one, and because I knew how rare those Totodile outbreaks are in Scarlet and Violet, I immediately went for it. Listen, I think the HoloLive event at the Dodgers Stadium was kind of funny. I think it was pretty great. But yeah, it is a strange collaboration. See, I'm hoping to get Totodile in Heart Gold and Soul Silver as well. I'm trying to go for all 3 starters. I'm not gonna spoil what I've gotten. But now you know that I have not gotten Totodile. I think that'll be really fun to do on stream is Heart Gold, Soul Silver starter resets. Because now that I've got like multiple systems, we'll be seeing so many Pokemon. And for those of you who don't know, first off, Yes, the starters can be shiny. They only started locking them in like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, or if we're not considering those mainline, then Sword and Shield. Only with the Switch games, that's when it started. Second, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the only games where you can see if the starter is shiny before you actually pick the starter. Which I think is really fun, because then you have no idea, is it going to be Totodile, Cyndaquil, or Chikorita? I did that. That was my first 8192 hunt that I ever did. And I ended up getting Chikorita. And I still have it. It's sassy nature. Its name is Banana. Dude, I really want to find a shiny in a Terra raid. Listen, like, okay, there is going to be the Rayquaza event, so there is that. But yeah, fun fact, the shiny odds in Terra raids are different than just full odds. It's actually more difficult, slightly. I think it's like 1 in 4,100 something instead of 1 in 4,096. It's a slight difference, but it's really weird that it's like that. So I haven't found a shiny like that before. Except for one time, which I don't really count. I went and did some raids online. I like joined random lobbies. And it just so happened that the one that I ended up with had a shiny Raichu. And then I realized the name of the first player was totally a bot. So I don't count that. Oh, and then there might have been a Riolu. But that was from someone who found a shiny Riolu raid and then started hosting it on YouTube before all the bots were going nuts. But yeah, I think that's one of the things. I am making a bingo card for shiny hunts in 2025. And one of the things that I put there was, or did I add that this time? I'm not sure if I did. Maybe that was for 2023. I'm not sure. At some point I put Terra raids. I don't know if I still have. That's insane. That's a lot of shinies for, like, considering how tedious it is to hunt for shinies in raids, that's nuts. I'd like to go for a blackout. But it really depends on how I end up shiny hunting, because if I get distracted, then I'm gonna end up focusing on, like, Dustox way too much, and then I'm not gonna get any done. But here's the thing, I also still gotta make videos, so I can't focus on Dustox the whole time, because the odds of shiny Dustox in Eterna Forest or Route 205, 1 in 819,200. So, probably best if I keep the Dustox hunt on, like, the back burner. That's also why I'm doing this Dream Team quest right away. Is because I want to do this before I get into Dustox. Because if I go for Dustox, then I won't be able to do this Dream Team quest until after I get Dustox. Which could be, like, years from now. I have no idea. But yeah. Actually, let me see. I'll try to find... I can't put it up on screen because it's only on my phone. Let me see if I can find this bingo card that I made. But let's see. Normal Turtwig, normal Turtwig. Never ask me for financial advice. I am the wrong person to go to. I know this is a bit, but I'm saying it anyways. There's the bingo card. Okay. I did not put Terra Raids on this one. We've got Rooftop Squawkabilly. It's the Squawkabilly that show up on the rooftop of your house at like the beginning of the game. You can shiny hunt for them, but only on version 1.0.0. They're shiny locked otherwise. There's a specific Tentacool in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which you can only get if you... I forget the name of that town, but there's this one town where you have to surf to it. And you could, like, release your Pokemon that has surf and then not have any other Pokemon with surf. Or not have any other Pokemon that can learn surf. Yeah, so you get stranded and then there's an NPC who will give you a Tentacool. That one can be shiny. So I want to hunt for that Tentacool. Then there's Space-Time Distortions. I want to get a shiny and a Space-Time Distortion. Yeah, I did. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, it's, I don't know how to pronounce it. Cyanwood? I can't word. I also want to get shiny Eevee in... For some reason I put in Heart Gold, but I kind of want to go for it in Platinum. Well, I'm going to anyways for Glaceon, so I might change that on my bingo card. But then it kind of messes with the layout that I made. It's so symmetrical and pretty. Then there's Stellar Girafarig. Because, fun fact, there's this one area in the Indigo Disc, in the terrarium, where you can find Stellar Haxorus. But sometimes, if you were to defeat that Haxorus, then the Pokemon that would respawn like the next day or a couple days later could be Altaria, it could be Chinchino, or it could be Girafarig. So I want to go for shiny Stellar Girafarig. I also want to get shiny Uxie in Dynamax Adventures. I hate that I put this one on the bingo card, but I'm not taking it off of the bingo card. I'm not going easy on myself. Family of 3 Mousehold. Right, my bad. Lantern. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I get them mixed up. They're so similar. Yeah, Mousehold is on the bingo card again, so... Haha. Yeah, I did Whooper Trooper. I also answered your question like 2 minutes ago. Sounds like a decade bingo card. Honestly, yeah. I kind of set the bar really high, so is it gonna be a full-on blackout? I doubt it. I also put terastallized Sylveon. I put Giratina in Pokemon Platinum, which is also on the DTQ, so we're all set there. Same with Turtwig and Girafarig. Am I going to count Turtwig towards the bingo card for 2025 if I get it in 2024? Yes, because I also counted Whooper in that. I don't care that I'm starting it early. I'm starting it early. Sucks. Will you be streaming tomorrow? I'm not sure. I think I gotta make sure not to burn myself out. I'm feeling good right now, but you never know. Oh, and we hit 360 plushies, by the way. So we're gaming. We're slowly but surely making it there. I'm just not sure if we're gonna make it in time. 400 plushies. That would be crazy, though. So yeah, I've kind of started the bingo card early. Giving myself a head start, I suppose. Let's see. I put Solgaleo in Dynamax Adventures. I put any shiny in the Grand Underground in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Gen 4 Turtwig, Gen 4 Girafarig, those are in the DTQ. Did I already say a Gen 3 Shiny? Because I did put just any Shiny in a Gen 3 game. There's also Shiny Darkrai in Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Lunala in Dynamax Adventures, Shiny Tadbulb. I know that's so... all these other ones seem like a challenge, and then there's Tadbulb. Listen, Tadbulb is a subtle shiny, and it's so small. It makes me angry, and I hate it. So I put it on the bingo card to force myself to get it. And then any stellar shiny. That was kind of... I kind of went easy on myself there because I figured, well, I'm going to be hunting for stellar Girafarig, so surely I'm going to end up phasing on something else, right? So that's kind of... in a way, that's a free space. There's Shiny Regieleki. There's... now, I'm not sure if I'm going to change this or not, because I don't have a lot of information on this. But you know how there's a male Pyroar on, like, Pride Rock in the Indigo disc? Apparently that can be shiny. And it has a very high chance of being Jumbo. So I put Jumbo Shiny Male Pyroar on the bingo card. Am I going to regret this? Probably. I might not have enough information to know if this is something that's going to be easy or something heckin' impossible. There's... would you... chat, would you be surprised if I have Gen 4 Shiny Giratina on the board twice? I put it on the board twice. That wasn't a mistake. That was very much intentional. It's just, this is my brand, man. I love Shiny Giratina, and I think it looks really cool in Gen 4. Especially Origin form. You can get Shiny Origin form Giratina in Heart Gold and Soul Silver if you have the event Arceus, which I do. So... I'm also going for Sinjo Ruins Giratina. In fact, I haven't figured out what my ideal team is going to be, what my targets are exactly for my shiny badge quest that I'm going to be doing on Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But Giratina is on there as member number 2. Can you imagine for the second gym having a Giratina? Like, that's nuts, and I think that's hilarious. So I'm gonna go for that. I've also put Shiny Alpha Whiscash and Shiny Caterpie, specifically in the bug catching contest, because that was the first shiny that I ever found that I knew was shiny at the time. I did not win the bug catching contest. And then I also put, and this one I kind of went easy on myself again, kind of. I put Stellar or just Terastallized Altaria. The reason why this is going easy on myself is because while I'm hunting for Stellar Girafarig, that is something that I could phase on is Stellar Altaria. And then if I don't get Altaria while hunting for Girafarig, then I can just go for the Fairy Terra type Altaria and just reset for it, and there will be no phases. So yeah, that's my absolutely insane bingo card for 2025. It's a lot. Yeah, they do not care if it's shiny or not. apparently it does make a difference in Gen 2. If you get a shiny in the bug catching contest, it's more likely to win because the shinies were based on IVs. They're not anymore. What's your favorite Gen 1 shiny? That's tough, but I really like Shiny Porygon, Shiny Butterfree, and Shiny Eevee. I think those are my top 3. I love people predicting when the shiny is gonna show up. It's great. Like, I hate to break it to you guys, I've gone very under odds on most of the shinies I've gotten on these games. So I have yet to go for any of my shiny hunts on Pokemon Platinum. I have yet to hit like 10,000 encounters. Not total out of all of them, but the longest hunt I believe was for Wooper in the Great Marsh recently. I restarted the count on that, so it does say that it's under odds, but it was actually, if we add up the encounters from Safari Week, it was just under 10k. I believe it was 9,800. So, you know, that's how it be. I am overdue for a very over odds hunt. And I hate to say it, but I'm not feeling great about Turtwig. I feel like this hunt is slow because of just the way that the encounters are. And on top of that, it's gonna go over odds. I would not be surprised in the slightest. I'm not gonna, here's the thing. I am bracing myself for this to be a long hunt. So much so that I do have another Japanese copy of Platinum on the way, and I might even consider getting another, but then that's getting to the point where that's a little excessive, isn't it? And welcome to the Frequent Flyers, Armor Rouge, dude. That's an amazing name, by the way. So, you know, at some point, if this goes on for a while, I might end up quad hunting it instead of just going with 2 devices. Why Japanese copies? Yeah, pretty much it's less expensive. Technically, I do have 2 English copies of Platinum, but one of them is my main save file that I don't want to delete. And if I have games with different languages on them, the text speed is different, so they don't sync up well. So I'd rather have just one language. And compared to the English games, the Japanese ones are a lot faster. Also, the Japanese games are cheaper. Getting a copy of Pokemon Platinum in English is expensive. It really is. Yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, I want to hope for the best, but I also want to brace myself and be prepared for the worst, you know? Because there are people who have gone to phases of like 50,000 encounters. And I'm really hoping that doesn't happen with Turtwig. But here's the thing. Once the Turtwig hunt is over, the rest of these should be a cakewalk. It should be easy, and here's why. First off, the resets for the Pokemon that I have to reset for, Drifloon and Giratina, and Glaceon actually as well. For those ones, there's a lot less dialogue. It's a lot faster. On top of that, I'll be using 4 games instead of 2. Because since there's so little dialogue, it won't really get out of sync. even if I use multiple languages of games. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that to just... I feel like I've jinxed it. I feel like I've jinxed it. I feel like this is gonna be just... This is gonna be an experience. But when it's over, it's gonna be magical. And I cannot wait to make a video about it. But here's the thing. I know, yes, it, like, in a way, it is for content, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it also gives me a reason to stream more, because I'll be doing a lot of shiny hunting. Favorite Gen 2 shiny? I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. Celebi is really good. So is Ho-Oh. So is Wooper. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Umbreon is pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I make those posts about the streams like the day before. So the chances of you getting that post like while I'm streaming is not that slim. Guys, I need to like... I did this one stream where we figured out all my favorite shinies and like favorite Pokemon of each generation. And I don't remember them off the top of my head. Because I just think that Pokemon are pretty neat. Oh no, it keeps going. Oh, the women are back. Anyways, yeah, Giratina is Gen 4, obviously. This is my favorite shiny. Thank you, thank you. I'm hoping that this doesn't go on too long, but I, you know, sneaking suspicion. It's gonna be a while. I mean, it's gonna be a while regardless. It's already been like 7 or 8 hours of shiny hunting. That's not a lot for full odds. That's not a lot for 8192. How are you still going? I'm a shiny hunter, baby. Here's the thing. I feel like people, a lot of my followers don't know that I used to do a lot of full odds hunting. The reason why there's like none of that on the channel is because those shinies are so much more rare, and I'm trying to stick to a consistent upload schedule. So there are times where I basically have 2 different sets of videos. I have a set of videos that are shiny hunts that I want to do that are gonna take a while. So those are the projects that are going to take a long time. And those are happening behind the scenes while I'm also working on other projects. Then there are other videos that are also shiny hunts that I want to do, but are less huge. Things like, for example, the hunting for shiny Eevee and all its evolutions in Scarlet and Violet. Because that was pretty high odds. And while I didn't get that all done in a day, it took a while. It's something where I feel like I can safely get that done and keep to a consistent upload schedule. What was the longest shiny hunt you've done? That is hard to say, because there are a lot that went very on and off. I know that Dustox is gonna end up being the longest shiny hunt I will probably ever do, but for ones that I've already done, Farigiraf is up there. I think Farigiraf took longer than 3 segment to Dunsparce. Believe it or not. Because I think that I started hunting for Dunsparce. It was not at the beginning of... It wasn't at the very beginning of 2023. That was 2023, yes. I didn't start it until after the Sylveon hunt, which happened in like February 2023. The Dunsparce took a long time, and it took a lot more phases than Farigiraf. But Farigiraf is just not as easy to hunt for. You're not going to find as many shinies as quickly. Because Dunsparce despawns. If you get close to it, it'll burrow into the ground and then it's gone, and then that leaves more space for another Pokemon to spawn. So you don't need despawn points or anything, because they'll despawn on their own. And you don't have to worry about a shiny despawning, because they just don't. The only case where you do have to worry about it despawning is if you are walking away from it and it's far away. I failed out of all of those Dunsparce. I failed one. I think it was like 100 or so in. Yeah, so my absolute rarest shiny is that Dustox. My very first shiny ever is the rarest shiny I've ever found, and it was also my first shiny fail. I did catch it because I was like, so I had missed the sparkles. I'm pretty sure that I was on the school bus going home from school, and I was on Route 205, and a Dustox appeared, and I had never seen one on this route before, so I caught it even though I thought it was ugly. I even noticed that there was a red star marking on it, and instead of being like, oh, that's weird, I should look this up. This was at a time when like I was not allowed to go on the internet at all, so I didn't consider even doing that or answering that question of why it's like that. Instead, I was angry that this Dustox had a star marking because I gave all my favorite Pokemon a star marking, and that was not my favorite. So it ended up staying in the PC box forever until I deleted that save file. I didn't find out it was shiny until maybe like a year or so after that save file was already gone. And I didn't find out how rare it was until 2018, I think. So now, here's the thing. I've grown to really love and appreciate Dustox. And here's the thing, I don't think it's ugly. I did think so at the time because the Pokemon that I liked were all like super cutesy. It was like Glaceon, Boniri, Pachirisu, Giratina for some reason. It was a lot of the really cutesy Pokemon. And I didn't feel like Dustox fit the vibe at the time. But yeah, so I'm trying to reclaim that Dustox. And it's an insanely rare one. But it feels like this was meant to be. I feel like there's a reason I failed it, and it's because, well, now I make shiny hunting videos online and I share my shiny hunts, and this is gonna be the biggest one I'll probably ever do. Because that's an insane hunt to do. It's gonna be full odds. I'm doing it with the exact same odds as before. Will it be the same location? No. Because it turns out that it's a 1% encounter rate in Eterna Forest as well. And if you haven't progressed that far into the game, you can do double encounters in Eterna Forest. So I'm gonna do it with higher encounters, not higher odds. There's a difference. It's an increase in the frequency, not in the odds. Just to clarify, there's a lot of debate over multi-hunting and if it's full odds or not, which it is. It is full odds. It's just faster. And for a hunt like this, where it's nearly 1 in a million, I'm gonna try to make it as fast as possible to an extent. I think the absolute maximum amount of games that I would use is like 8. But even then, I don't have enough devices for that with a capture card. Currently, I technically have 5. I have 4 DSs and 1 3DS. I'd like to try a honey tree hunt. Though seeing one of my friends Ronk seeing Ronk hunt for a female combi is making me not want to do anything with those honey trees ever. Still going. Yeah, I mean, we're severely under odds. Wow, here's the thing. Sometimes I forget that I don't really do full odds hunts on my channel. So I forget that people are used to me finding shinies really quickly. Guys, this is not gonna be quick. It's one of those things where it's essentially shiny hunting streams are essentially just chatting streams until a shiny shows up, you know? Yeah, if we found a shiny in under 1,000 encounters, that would be insane. That would be crazy fast, even though it's been like 7 or 8 hours. It's crazy. But that's how it is. Yep. That's the thing. That's exactly it. Because the games are not gonna care that you're using multiple games. The shiny odds stay the same. It's always, each encounter is 1 in 8,192. I don't know how you do this. The patience is way above average. That's the thing. You say that, but shiny hunting is one of those things where, here, once. Shiny hunting is one of those things where it's just, for a hunt like this, it's something where you're doing other things at the same time. Oh, well, I haven't been shiny hunting for 7 or 8 hours straight. That's just the total amount of hours that I've put into this hunt so far. My, like, rough estimate. Could be more, could be less. It's very much, that's exactly it. It's a passive activity. Except for if you're shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet. That's a lot more involved. You really gotta be like, you have to have your eyes glued to the screen. Which is why I really like shiny hunting like this on stream. Since it means that I can focus on the chat a lot more, and it's really fun. It's really nice, depending on the day. Sometimes chat is a little rowdy, I suppose. But yeah, I used to do shiny hunts like this all the time, except with one device, so it was even slower. In fact, I did a single hunt, like soft reset hunt for Fennekin and for Poplio. Those take forever. Just the resets. It's gotta be like 5 minutes for Poplio. Because it was not in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which are supposedly slower. It was in Moon. And I failed one of them. I soft reset over a Poplio that was shiny. Is she reading chat? Yes, I am. Hi. Oh no, I am not. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that Togepi hunt. But now that you've mentioned it, it's not an impossibility now that it's there, you know. Now that it's in my brain. I wouldn't really call that a hot take, to be honest. I too prefer the regular color palette of Primarina. I just think, I don't know, I don't like the blonde. And that's coming from me. I'm a natural blonde. Yep, that checks out. Almost a year of resets. 10K. That's double over odds. That's awful. But it happens. That's another thing. I've recently gotten like an onslaught of comments on my Arceus video of people debating the odds, which is very strange. I was like, where's this coming from all of a sudden? But one thing I noticed was someone being like, hey, I thought like if you get to odds, you're supposed to find a shiny by then. I'm over odds and I haven't found anything. Am I doing something wrong? It's like, good news and bad news. No. You're not doing anything wrong. You can go over odds. You can do 4,096 encounters and not find a shiny. You can do 8,192 and not find a shiny. Because it does not take into consideration your previous encounters. Every encounter is its own individual thing. Like, I know that, listen, we've already done almost 1,000 encounters, but we are just as close to finding a shiny as we were when the hunt started, because each encounter is independent. Once you hit odds, you gotta email Game Freak to give you the shiny. They're legally obligated. No. Chat, don't do that. Yeah, here's the thing. If it was guaranteed like that, then wouldn't that make it like, wouldn't that turn something that's all about like luck? Wouldn't that turn something into expectation of like, it's supposed to happen now? To be fair, that's usually how it goes with Scarlet and Violet, because the odds are so high that you just kind of expect the shiny to show up. That's part of why I've gone back to doing full odds hunts like this, to lower my expectations. And also to have more rewarding shiny hunts. Not that Farigiraf wasn't rewarding, it absolutely was. It's just I like doing shiny hunts like this where it's something where the shiny was a 1 in 8,192 chance. I mean, like, there's a reason why I do shiny hunts on Scarlet and Violet that are so specific, like Jumbo and Mini. It's because it takes those odds and it turns it from like 1 in 512 to 1 in 30 something thousand. Here's the thing. The value of shinies is incredibly subjective. So, well, for me, I think like a shiny is a shiny and I think it's pretty neat. But I really cherish the shinies that I find that are full odds. There's something really cool about finding a shiny like that. I'm really happy to have my first, I think my first full odds Wooper that I got like a week or two ago. At least I think it was definitely my first 8192 Wooper. I can tell you that. Did you ever want to hunt Gimmighoul in those event raids? Yes, and I did actually, because they did the shiny raids a couple times. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a shiny from them like by shiny hunting on my own, but I have had friends who got the shiny and were able to keep hosting the raid, you know? We have so many mods in chat now. Oh no. Oh, I found plenty of shiny Pokemon in sleep. I had really good luck this recent Eevee event. Because I was like, okay, last time they had an Eevee event, I didn't get anything. So it's gotta happen this time. Then I found shiny Umbreon, which is so cool. But deep down I was like, that's amazing, but now I'm not gonna get Eevee because I just got Umbreon. And then the next day I got shiny Eevee. And it was a female one too. So I win. It was crazy. Absolutely insane luck there. Also, when they debuted Cramorant, the first two Cramorant that I saw were both shiny. So I had to do like a double take when I saw a normal one for the first time on my game. I don't know what the shiny odds are in Pokemon Sleep, but it's definitely pretty high. I've used Pokemon Sleep every single day, so with the exception of, surprisingly, of all the times for me to skip out on Pokemon Sleep, it was while I was attending a Pokemon event. It was while I was at the Pokemon World Championships. It was kind of unfortunate timing because that's when they debuted Wooper. It was like on my red-eye flight on the way home. That's when they debuted it. So I missed a couple days of potentially getting Shiny Wooper, and I'm still trying to get Shiny Wooper. Roughly 1 in 450. Okay. That's kind of surprising, I can't lie. I must have really good luck in this game. Yeah, that's crazy. I know that you're not seeing one Pokemon per sleep, but the fact that I've only got 485 sessions of sleep on here, and I've got a lot of shinies on here, that's nuts. I'm actually checking my Pokemon Sleep for today to see what I found. Well, we've got Psyduck, Weepinbell, Ekans, Arbok, a Pokemon that I will not disclose the name of, Chikorita, and Caterpie. And the games are out of sync, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not even up to 6. You can get a lot of Pokemon at once. I'm pretty sure it can go up to 10 for all I know. I've seen like 8, I believe. But sometimes you can only find like 3 Pokemon. Depends on how much you've fed your Snorlax. If your Snorlax is starving, then you're just gonna find a bunch of Caterpie. Very first time I played Pokemon Sleep, I went on there expecting to find lots of really cool Pokemon, and there were just 3 Caterpie lying on the ground. No shinies on Sleep today. Remember to never starve your Snorlax. So true. I've also been, I'm trying to strategize because here's the problem. I don't sleep amazingly well. Like, I do get a solid amount of sleep, but it's usually not slumbering or whatever. And you need to get slumbering style sleep in order to get Wooper. So I am in shambles because I rarely see Wooper. I started strategizing to be like, okay, I'm gonna use my Go++, I'm gonna set it right when I go to sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna keep it going and leave the room so it thinks that I'm just really, really asleep. But then it looks at that and it sees that you're doing it a lot, and then you'll get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, you got 70% slumbering. Oh, but you got 5% dozing. So you got dozing sleep today. I'm like, what? What do you mean I got dozing sleep? I only got 5% of that. But I mean, it's fair because it does that so that it's balanced out, so that you're not always gonna get the same sleep style and that you're not locked out of doing, like, getting certain Pokemon. But it also means that I can't consistently get Wooper. I mean, you can be cheating sleep. Like, you can be cheating sleep, you can not be cheating sleep and still have this happen, you know? Like, let me see. I'll try to see if I can find it in my sleep data. Because I remember there was one where I got dozing type for having like 2%. Here we go. Dozing type where dozing was 6%. Let's see. Dozing type 13%. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, that's still what in the world, you know? 10%. Come on, there's one that's definitely like 2%. 6%. Oh, for Eevee, it was for the shiny Eevee, it was 5% dozing and I got dozing type. Kind of nuts. Maybe it was the balanced type ones. Oh yeah, I got balanced type for having 52% slumbering, 46% snoozing, and 2% dozing. I suppose it's pretty balanced between the other two, but that's still pretty wild. And then, balanced type 4% dozing. That's crazy. Dozing type for 5%. I think that's the lowest we've gotten to. Yeah, I think that's as low as it gets for me. Though, I think recently I have actually, like, I have not been trying to finesse sleep. Which, yeah, you shouldn't do that. And, even so, I've been sleeping relatively well, so I've gotten a solid amount of the slumbering sleep. But even so, it'll still average out to being like, yeah, well, you got like 13% dozing, so you're getting that today. Because if it's above the average for what's been your sleep patterns recently, then it's going to take that into account. No, but that's the thing. It takes that into account. It takes into account, let's say that you don't sleep very well and you move around a lot in your sleep. It'll see that, like, oh, you can have like 50% of that, but then if you have a day where you're getting like 48% of that, and you've got like a little bit more of something else that's at like 2% and now it's at 3% or something, it's gonna go for that 3%. Because it's above average. So it's very, I think that the way that they've done it is very smart. So then you're not locked into having the same sleep type every single night. So you can technically just use your phone for it, but I personally use the Go++. It was expensive though. I mean, Pokemon Sleep is free, and if you have the Go++ already, then yeah, I recommend it. I'm not sure how it is without the Go++. I think I only used my phone for it once. And it's just kind of you know? I'd prefer to keep my phone off at night. Yeah, where's Pokemon Stop? We've got Pokemon Go Home and Sleep. And you know what? That's so real. Yeah, it's very clever because you can sleep the same way every night and it'll still like change things up for you so you can find different Pokemon. Dude, we're almost at 1,000. 1,000 Turtwig. Which isn't bad. It's definitely not a whole lot of progress. I'd love to be at like double this, but it's not the end of the world. I think it would be really cool to get a shiny on exactly 1,000. But what would be even cooler, even though it would take forever, is if we got one exactly at 8,192 encounters. I wasn't gonna say Wooper anyways. Listen, I know Wooper is like the brand, but Giratina is probably my favorite Pokemon. But I have a lot of favorites, so it's like hard to say that one is my absolute favorite, because I like them all for different reasons. Because I love Wooper with all my heart. It's just a friend. But here's the thing. My love for Wooper, I have enjoyed it like ever since playing Platinum, but it wasn't a big deal to me as a kid. But my appreciation for it has grown so much that it's become like a big part of my channel and just what I do. Shiny Spiritomb is so cool. I was tempted to hunt for that for this, but it's not one that I really cared about when I was younger. And also, guys, I already have 2 ghost types. I think that would be a little overkill. Like, listen, this team is not balanced whatsoever. Like, just look at it. If we see a dark type, it's Jover. We've got so much dark type weakness. Not to mention, we don't get Glaceon until like way late in the game. Like, we're probably gonna have to deal with Cyrus's Honchkrow before then. Maybe. Possibly. It might still be Murkrow. Don't recall. It's gonna be a struggle. This is not gonna be an easy team to work with, but this is kind of part of the challenge. That is also true. If we see an ice type, then oh heck. Yeah, that's bad for 3 of the Pokemon. Wow, this is awful. This is terrible. But here's the thing. This is the dream team. It's not logical, but it's what I want. And it's especially what I would have wanted as a kid. Because I loved Girafarig so much. I always wanted to get a Drifloon, and I had no idea how to get it as a kid. I thought Buizel was absolutely adorable, so I'm going for Buizel, but then it's going to evolve into Floatzel, which I don't like as much, but I gotta evolve it for the sake of power. Then there's Glaceon, which was probably my favorite Pokemon at the time, until I found out about Shaman. Then there's Giratina, because Giratina, oh my gosh, Giratina. And Torterra, because that's the starter that I went with in my first, well, technically second playthrough, but my first playthrough where I actually played through the whole game. Here's the thing, we can't do a Wooper plushie because that is copyright infringement. You can't do that. That's not allowed. I hate to break it to you, but there are a lot of things like that where, unfortunately, I can't have necessarily Pokemon merchandise because I don't own Pokemon. It's the reason why a lot of Pokemon content creators have their own little, like, mascots that aren't actually Pokemon, but they are creatures. I would like to make one at some point. I'm tempted to take ideas from a creation I had when I was like 10 years old, but I feel like it's too cringe. So I gotta figure out a way to make it more marketable, more plushy, you know? Legally distinct Wooper called Looper? No. You make a fair point. I am cringe, but I am free. But only to an extent, because oh my gosh, the flip notes that I made when I was 11. No. No. I don't know if I'd go with an axolotl, though. Listen, our community is called Whooper Troopers through and through, but I don't know if it's gonna be Whooper-esque at all. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But I'm not gonna worry about it for now. I am so sorry to say this. I'm pretty sure the plushie is gonna be like, it's gone on the 19th. I am so sorry. That's horrible timing. I would extend it if I could, but it's not up to me. Here's the thing, I'm kinda, you know, Ghosty, you make a fair point. But I feel like also a lot of that would be DMCA'd. Because I just used actual, like, copyrighted music. I made Flipnote MVs at the age of 11. Welcome to the party, Andrew. Welcome to the frequent flyers, baby. We're almost there. Almost at 10,000. Okay, sure. I believe it. We're getting there. We're getting there. We are gaming. Dude, I have been getting so many like spam texts recently that are just like, good job. Can you get the full match bonus added to your account balance? First try is for free. What are you talking about? But I think that's the thing. It's supposed to pull you in by being like, what are you talking about? Now I'm curious. But no. Delete and report junk. Hold on. Sorry, just had to respond to time-sensitive stuff. That's the thing, I don't know what I'm gonna name this Turtwig. Unless it's female, in which case I am naming it Miku. I mean, yeah, I suppose if we get it today, then we're naming it Bucket, unless it's female, in which case it's gonna be Miku. Oh yeah, we're also at 1,000. Yippee! Wow! We're gaming. We really, truly are gaming. It's fine, no shiny yet, but we will get there. I will say though, stream has been going for like nearly 2.5 hours. I might call it at 2.5. I'm still trying to get used to longer streams, but we're not quite there yet. And welcome to the frequent flyer stream, man. Welcome, welcome. It's only up from here, folks. You're not wrong. We just do like a negative encounter. Come on, baby. No. No shiny. Shambles. I'm in them. Yeah, I think after this I also have a package that I gotta pick up. Getting Christmas presents for my friends and family. And it's a miracle that one of these things arrived, considering Canada is having a situation when it comes to the postal service. Basically, if you have anything going through Canada Post, it's Jova. Jova? Okay, it's Jover. Sometimes I just can't speak. Yeah, so it's gonna be a weird time. But honestly, I mean, for me, I don't care if like every single gift that anyone gets me is late, because it's the thought that counts, and I just like hanging out with people. But also, it's been kind of fun just going around shopping in person instead of ordering things online. Though it does make it a challenge for family and friends who are like, what do you want? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, a lot of the stuff you'd have to get online. Like, basically my rule of thumb for my family members is, hey, if you find a Gen 4 Pokemon game, or Gen 3, maybe even Gen 5, that's the thing for me. Good luck. Those games came out a long time ago, which makes me feel old. But it's fine. Shiny Darkrai is kinda... It's not great. It's not horrendous, you know? I think it's fine. It goes purple, and I like the purple. But it's definitely not a crazy shiny. Real. That's the thing. Exactly. I am a sucker for purple. Look at all these Turtwig. One of my worries is I do have like an auto counter setup, so my PC is like, it's monitoring a specific window that I've got open of like the capture card. So then as soon as it sees the name Turtwig in Japanese, it's like, oh, gotta add 2 to the counter. And it does that automatically, which is really nice. But my one concern is that what if I soft reset too quickly and it doesn't register the encounters? But I don't think it's been a problem. I'm hoping to get a new video out, not this Sunday, but the next. We'll see what happens though. It's a very busy time. You gotta keep in mind that I am human as well, and I want to take a winter break. I haven't had one in a while. But I am aiming for that. If I can't get a video out on, I believe, the 22nd, then I think the next one won't be until January. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've just had the energy to do it. Like, I could do another stream tomorrow for all I know. Because I'm doing fine with that. Because the streams, even though, like, it's a lot for the brain, it isn't as much work as what I have to do on this next video. I will say that. Yeah, it is. I'm busy all the time. It is a struggle. But it is, that's the thing. I'm always busy, but my job is, I love this. I love what I do. Yes, it's exhausting sometimes, and I get burnt out pretty frequently. And surprisingly, I haven't gotten burnt out in a while. But it's something that I'm really grateful to be able to do this, you know? That's actually why oh yeah. So I chose Violet over Scarlet because I like purple. But I did actually, I ended up Scarlet ended up being my main game. Because my plan was to do a playthrough of Violet. And but then I make this sound like a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's an amazing opportunity. Nintendo of Canada reached out to me to be a special guest at a launch party for Scarlet and Violet. And so, because I wanted to do this playthrough of Violet for like a series on YouTube, but I was going to be out of town on the day that the games came out, I was like, well, I gotta play Scarlet on my flight there. So yeah, I played Scarlet because I didn't want to start the playthrough on Violet yet. Not until I got back home, so then I could record it all. But then that didn't really end up happening. I did do a badge quest months afterwards, but I didn't do like a blind playthrough. I couldn't really do that because I was supposed to be like a resident Pokemon expert, essentially. So I had to speed run the game as much as I could. And it was an absolute blast. That was my first experience with, like, I suppose technically a business trip. And it was really cool. Very nerve-wracking, but you know. And here's the thing. So they did actually change the introduction from expert to enthusiast, which, yeah, I did reiterate to them that I was a little nervous about them calling me an expert because the game came out the day before this event. So I had basically 24 hours to go into this game and learn as much as I can. Because I did not play the game early. Anyways, let's get this. Let's get it to 1030 and then I'm gonna head out. And bye, Waffles. Is this gonna have a supercut type of video? Remind me again what a supercut is. Because if we're talking like, if it's gonna be like all the highlights and just like the important stuff, absolutely, yes. There will be a video about this. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be. I suppose that is a supercut. I don't... I'm really showing my lack of knowledge in the Let's Play space. Literally your normal content. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Absolutely. Because, yeah, here's the thing. Yes, I make gaming videos, but I don't actually watch a lot of gaming videos. I watch a lot of shiny hunts. I like to watch a lot of full odds like Gen 2. Or not Gen 2, Gen 3. Gen 3, sometimes Gen 4. Shiny hunting compilations. I love seeing those. It's just really nice. And, you know, I'm not very well versed with, I guess, the modern... the modern gaming aspect of YouTube. I don't know. It's weird. It's part of why I've had moments where there was one time I thought of an idea for a video and I was like, this is a really great idea. I'm sure no one's done this. And I didn't look into that. And then like, there's a whole situation where someone commented on someone else's video saying that they copied me when no, they didn't. And then it turned into the person responding and being like, actually, she copied me. And I was like, huh? I had no idea. That stressed me out a lot. But the reason why I'm not dropping names, if you know, you know. But the reason why I'm not dropping names is because I have a lot of respect for this person. I've spoken with them a lot. They're very chill. This was just a really weird situation that was very, very stressful. And I don't like drama, you know? I'm not here to make enemies. I'm not here to compete with people. I am simply here to post videos that I want to post, you know? It's part of why, when the 3-segment to Dunsparce hunt ended, or even midway through that, a lot of people started doing the same challenge. And I find that very flattering. I think it's really nice. The only exception is if you're like copying me word for word. That's kind of weird, but doing something where you're shiny hunting and evolving Dunsparce every day, anyone can do that. And there were some people who were commenting on these people's videos being like, you copied Shiny Catherine. And I would, for a while, I would look up 3-segment to Dunsparce in YouTube Shorts to find these videos so that I could find the ones where people are commenting this, and then I can comment on those shorts to be like, hey, this is, I'm not gonna gatekeep a shiny hunt. I think it's crazy that people are accusing you of copying. So people in the comments, can you chill, please? They have my express permission. And I commented that a lot on all these videos, not spamming people's channels. I did like one per channel that was dealing with this. Just as a way for them to be like, they can pin that comment if they want to. They have my permission. We don't need to gatekeep a shiny hunt. That's kind of crazy. It's just, I don't know. It's weird because I feel like shiny hunting should be a lot more chill than it has been recently. And I think sometimes we're just getting a little too crazy. Because, like, honestly, chances are maybe I wasn't even the first one to do this, to evolve shiny Dunsparce every day until I get a 3-segment. It just felt like a unique idea at the time. So here's the thing, there could be coincidence. I might not be the first person to do it. I may have potentially popularized it, but why would I gatekeep something like that? It's fun, and I think people should have fun as well. What I don't like is when someone takes my video, downloads it, puts a filter over my voice, and puts their own game footage over it to essentially copy my video. That is a true story. And the best part is that the most dead giveaway that they did this was there was one part where I was talking so high-pitched that the filter couldn't cover my voice. Yeah, that video, that was months ago. It was a short about, you know what, we're gonna keep these encounters going while I'm talking about this, and then we're gonna call it there. But it was a short that I made years ago where I got this shiny alpha Ninetales and I had this regular, pretty small Ninetales because I was so baffled by how tiny regular Ninetales is. And I was like, I reacted so high-pitched. And yeah, so someone took that video, downloaded it, put a filter over it, so that it's supposed to sound like it isn't me, though it has the exact same cadence because it is me. And then when it gets to that part where I show the tiny one, you can just clearly hear my voice. Like the filter was struggling to figure out what to do there. And so of course I asked the person to please stop with that, because here's the thing. Even though that was a terrible thing to do, I don't know who that person is. I don't know their motives here. I don't know how malicious this is, if at all, or if it's completely like misunderstanding the issues with this. But I also spoke with them privately to just be like, hey, the thing is, you're clearly able to record your own footage, and I think that you can make your own content. You just gotta be original. Don't steal people's voices. Don't steal people's videos and put like an AI coat of paint over it. So yeah, it was a weird situation, and I hope that doesn't happen again, but it's something where being a person on the internet is going to be stressful. He has told me stories about all the giraffes you killed. I'm glad. He was there for every single one. Probably. Okay, let's go to 1040 and then I'm gonna call it quits. Because yippee. And also because I gotta give my brain a little break. Again, I mentioned this earlier. I know it can be surprising, but I am very introverted. I'm a very anxious and introverted person. So my social battery depletes pretty quickly. And yet I still want to hang out with people after this. So once the stream is over, I'm probably going to lie down for a little bit. I'm going to hang out with people. I'm going to do more shiny hunting offline. I will make sure to record in case a shiny shows up, which, knowing my offline luck, it's entirely possible. But like, slim chance. Again, 1 in 8,192. Because it really do be like that. Yeah, it's very weird. I feel like the thing is, we as human beings are so multifaceted. You can't just look at someone and be like, oh, they're an introvert, so they're just gonna be like this. Because everyone is so different, you know? My streams are very sporadic. I'll be real with you. I don't stream all that often. This week has been weird. It's possible that I might stream tomorrow, depending on how I feel, or I might take a day off, you know? Best way to know if I'm gonna be streaming is to make sure that you have notifications on. Because yeah, I do not have a stream schedule. And yes, most of the time there's gonna be a community post before the stream. There may be some exceptions from time to time, but generally speaking, rule of thumb, there will probably be a community post before the stream. And then either way, you should be notified if I start a stream, if you have the notifications on. Not 100% sure on that, because sometimes it's weird. YouTube is a little inconsistent, you know? That's just YouTube for you. The interesting thing is that when you're in a field like this, it is coming from the perspective of someone who used to not be a YouTuber and who is now. It's something where you kind of realize that everyone's human. Like, the people that you're like, whoa, this person is like, I watch this person's videos all the time. And it's like, you see them in person and it's like, it's really interesting because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, you know? Anyways, weird topic to end on, especially because I'm not really elaborating a whole lot here. But I am gonna head out. We're at 1,040 encounters, absolutely gaming. And on that note, I might be streaming tomorrow. If not, then I don't know when the next stream will be. I will say that. I'm not entirely sure. It is the holiday season, or at least it's fast approaching. So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Stay hydrated.